Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's another beautiful day in Honda heaven, and today is the day that you are going to be introduced to my son and his car. We are working on his tubular rad support today. Getting ready to start bending up some bars, making some tabs, and see what we can't knock out today. Let's get at it. This is my son's 2000 Honda Civic. What is this, a DX?
Yeah, it's a DX.
It's a DX. He paid $400 for it about a year ago. It did not have anything at all. The only thing this car had was basically steel wheels on it and some cut springs. That's it. There she is in all of her glory. And he's got him some fresh coilovers. We got lower control arms. He's got his SI tail lights. Slowly getting the interior piece together. He's got his gauges, shift boot, shift knob. Nice to have Integra seats. These might look familiar for you guys that know my car. These actually came out of my car when I bought it originally. Got nice new headlights back there. Got a nice quick release wheel. It's a very, very clean car. There's no rust on the car anywhere. It's extremely straight. You look down the side of this thing, and the only dent you'll see is in the door, really. And right, there's a couple little small ones right above the wheel here. But we're going to address that, obviously. Move up front. And you got, it's a fully built D16 Y7 bottom end. It has let's see, Viterra pistons and rods. They're actually not the no-notch rods, so I had to notch the block in order for the rod the rod bolts not to hit. The head is just all brand new, OEM rebuilt, springs, retainers, everything. Everything's all brand new. All the gaskets are brand new. Solid mounts. He's got new shift linkage. You got the little 50 trim AC compressor down here. It's gonna force a little bit of freedom air into the engine. Let's go! And make some choo-choo noises. The transmission we're honestly not 100% sure on yet. I didn't count the diff teeth when it was apart. I guess we could turn it and count the rotations, but I don't feel like pissing with it. But it's extremely close to having it done. The harness is done. It's in the car. It's tucked. And he's got his fuse box located right here in the glove box. Nice, easy access. So just slowly chipping away, hoping within the next couple weeks we'll be able to turn her over for the first time and see how many leaks and loose bolts we got to address. So we're gonna go ahead. What we're gonna do today, as you can see, he doesn't have a front end. We already built this lower a long time ago, and we're actually gonna get rid of that center bar now, since we're doing this top support a little bit different. And then we're gonna make his top radiator support removal, just like what's on the Integra. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do here is I'm going to secure this grill into the bumper. As a lot of you probably know, the 99-2000s are two separate pieces. We're going to make this one piece. That way when he goes to pull his front bumper off, it'll all come off together and you don't have to piss with this grill all the time. like I told you guys before in this channel, do as I say, not as I do. Wear safety glasses, always. It's retarded not to. All right, we're just picking along. Bryce got everything cleaned up here. Squared off. We got the passenger fender on. Working on the driver fender right now. We finished getting these fenders mounted. Set the hood on. Then once the hood's on, we'll get that bumper on there. We're ready to start making a front end for this bad girl. Washers and bolts in hand. Bam, look.
I was going to shut this door a little bit.
I knew this was going to freaking come in handy, the old Kimi washers.
Did you get that?
Alright. Quick reminder, before you let your car off the jack and put it on the ground, make sure your ladder control arm's bolted in. It's a pretty important thing. It's almost, that's good right there. Now this right here might be the most important part of the process. Getting the bumper on, the fenders on, and the hood on, and getting them all to line up the way you need them to line up, like they were OEM. If you don't, once you get all your bars made and get everything welded on, you're going to be super upset when you put your hood down and it looks like shit. So take your time and make sure everything's lined up the way that it comes from the factory. Yep, and get the headlights set in place. Hang on, wait, we gotta lift the hood. Get your hood propped, because this has gotta be propped up. Alright, so we got one of the headlights locked in. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with our tab that goes here, which will bolt up to our fender bolt location. And we'll have almost like an L, so it'll come down and go to here, and then it's going to come across and go straight back up, and then there'll be another tab right there. We're working with 5/8 rods that we're going to use today. If you do not have a bender, you will need a torch or something to get it hot to bend it. So she's thick. We're going to go ahead and get us our first piece started. We'll set you up on the timeline. Now I'll be the first to tell you, a pipe bender is the way to do this job, especially with this 5/8 rod. Super easy. We didn't have one at that time, so we used what we had and we made her work. Do what you gotta do. You're building something on a budget. Alright, as you guys just saw, we got our first bend made here, so this will go right there like that. We'll have two tabs there for the headlights. And then where that marks at will be our next bend, and it'll bend this way like that. We'll set you guys back up on the time lapse. We'll get this next bend and we'll keep cooking. Now at this moment, I had a genius idea. Why don't we use the receiver on the back of my truck? We don't have to worry about it moving, and we'll be able to put as much pressure as we want and bend it however we need to. So that's where we disappeared to. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up for today because Bryce has got to go make some more money to keep funding this project. We did make some progress. So as you can see here, we got that bin made here. Then our next bin is going to be right there, obviously, to bring that out here. And then we'll have the other piece that comes from this side. They'll meet up in the middle. You know, have a nice little front end. So he's already super stoked, happy about it. It's going to look badass. Now what he doesn't know is I actually plan on coming back out here and working on this for an hour or so once he leaves and goes to work. So I'll have a little more progress for you guys here in just a second once he's out of here. We'll add all the rest of our tabs. So we'll weld our headlight tabs on. The only tabs we're going to put on in it right now is the mounting tab that mounts it up there. So that's going to be it for this part of it. This is actually all going to be one video, so whenever I snap my fingers, you'll see us again. All right, guys, so Bryce just went to work, and I decided I'm going to surprise him a little bit and go ahead and knock the rest of this radiator support out to where all we'll have to do is weld on some tabs when he comes over tomorrow. So let's go ahead and get started back on this old girl. Shout out to Matt Vaughn for letting us use this pipe bender. It's about to make this process 10 times easier. Let's get to bending. Alright, we got that next bend done. Let's see how she lines up here and how it looks. It looks perfect, so I'm going to go ahead and cut us out a little bracket. Now that I got my two pieces cut out, I'm going to weld them together in the shape of an L, and that will be our bracket that holds it onto the car. Alright, now that we got our first mounting tab done, let's go ahead and get it welded up on the bar. We got one bracket welded on. Make sure everything still lines up because introducing all this heat, sometimes things can warp if you're not careful. Oh no, it's perfect still. Perfect. Sweet. Now I need to get a couple holes drilled here. Let's get a couple holes drilled. Get a hole drilled in there. We can get this part bolted on and move on to our next. All right. We got one side done here with the bracket. We got our bracket all cleaned up, looking pretty. And she'll go right there in our hole. And our 10mm goes in there. Once that's bolted, then we have two tabs that are coming off of there to the headlights. And one for the grill right here. Coming out good so far. had originally planned to finish this up for him tonight, but I'm gonna have to get a couple more cutting wheels. So, but here's progress so far. It's turning out killer. So we got our first tab up there, which is our mounting tab. Then we got us one headlight tab right there. Then we'll have us another headlight tab right there. Then we'll have a tab right there for the bumper, and one tab right there for the help support the grill. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Then we'll have a bar in the middle. All these mounting tabs and headlight tabs are the same on this thing, so I'm not recording me cutting out every single one. I just finished welding the first headlight tab on, and I'm just checking it to make sure it still lines up with the tab. Well, that was originally intended to be the end of the video. Then I started thinking, it's going to take me 5 more minutes to make that other headlight tab, so I might as well make the son of a bitch now and get her welded on there. That way I'm completely done with the tabs on that one side and move on to the next. Alright, boys and girls, I'm going to call it a night there. Wife just got home sick from work, so I'm going to go and tend her, make sure she's good. We got our main bracket welded on there. We got our first headlight bracket and our second headlight bracket. Second one just ain't got a bolt in it yet. And then tomorrow, first thing we'll do is weld our bar that goes down here and around to right here. And this side will be done. We'll move on to the next. I appreciate y'all guys watching as always. Take her easy. We'll see you tomorrow.